If you're a die-hard Browns fan and love breaking down the game like we do, hit that subscribe button and turn on the bell so you never miss a blitz. Myles Garrett has finally broken his silence, and the sports world is buzzing with every word he uttered. In an exclusive, almost off-the-record interview, Garrett didn't hold back, giving fans and analysts alike a glimpse into the locker room dynamics that have been simmering beneath the surface for months. According to him, the tension isn't just about performance or stats. It's personal, it's cultural, it's the kind of thing that reshapes the atmosphere of a franchise. From the inside out, Garrett's blunt statement, "Nobody on this team wants him back in the Browns," has ignited a firestorm across social media, sports talk shows, and insider circles. This isn't a simple disagreement over plays or minutes. This is the kind of locker room fracture that can echo for seasons, influencing draft strategies, trades, and even coaching decisions. Analysts are dissecting every nuance, every pause, every expression Garrett used while delivering his statement, because in professional football, tone often carries as much weight as words. Fans are now debating whether this marks a turning point for the Browns, or if it's simply another chapter in a long saga of conflict, emotion, and high-stakes competition. The intensity of his claim suggests that the repercussions will not fade quietly, but will ripple throughout the franchise for some time. Insiders hint that Garrett's remarks were not spontaneous. They were calculated, timed perfectly to maximize attention while leaving no room for misinterpretation. The context matters because it sheds light on deeper, ongoing issues within the team culture, including leadership disagreements and unspoken rivalries among key players. His assertion reflects not just personal sentiment, but what many insiders suspect has been festering beneath the surface for seasons: frustration with management decisions, locker room politics, and perceived favoritism or misalignment of priorities. There's speculation that Garrett's statement was partly influenced by ongoing trade rumors, free agent discussions, and contract negotiations, which have created a tense, almost precarious environment for the Browns roster. Analysts are noting that such a public declaration could affect player morale, fan loyalty, and even future scouting strategies, as potential acquisitions might reconsider joining a team perceived as divided. The statement also raises questions about the coaching staff's influence, or lack thereof, in mitigating conflict and ensuring team cohesion. By going public, Garrett has shifted the narrative from whispers and speculation to a headline-grabbing declaration that demands response. Whether this is a strategic move to exert leverage or a genuine expression of frustration, it undeniably marks a critical moment in the ongoing saga of the Cleveland Browns. What makes Garrett's comments even more compelling is the way they expose the inner workings of an NFL locker room, where egos, talent, and ambition collide in a constant struggle for recognition and authority. The claim that nobody wants him back is more than an insult. It's a reflection of an internal ecosystem, one where trust, respect, and shared objectives can be disrupted by a single controversial presence. Teammates, coaching staff, and management now find themselves under a microscope, with every reaction analyzed and every subtle gesture interpreted as confirmation or contradiction of Garrett's narrative. Social media has exploded with fans dissecting the statement, creating memes, video compilations, and hot takes that range from shocked disbelief to smug validation. Sports networks are lining up expert panels to debate the potential fallout, while betting markets and fantasy leagues are recalibrating predictions based on what some call the Garrett effect. The public drama intersects with strategic planning, revealing the delicate balance franchises must maintain between personal dynamics and professional performance. In many ways, this moment is a microcosm of the NFL itself, a theater of human emotion, skill, and strategy, where a single voice, especially one as respected and feared as Garrett's, can shift the entire narrative and force teams, fans, and analysts to reconsider everything they thought they knew about loyalty, leadership, and the cost of winning. Rumors are swirling that this statement could trigger a domino effect within the franchise, possibly influencing trades, drafts, or coaching evaluations in ways that haven't been seen in recent Browns history. While Garrett stopped short of naming names, the insinuation alone is enough to create tension, mistrust, and speculation, not just among fans but within the organization itself. Analysts point out that when a star player speaks this candidly, it's rarely without significant strategic intent, whether to reshape team dynamics, influence management decisions, or send a message to external competitors about the state of the franchise. The timing, also, coincides with a flurry of off-season rumors, free agent movements, and contract negotiations, suggesting that Garrett's remarks might serve multiple purposes simultaneously. Social media has turned the discussion into a trending topic, with thousands of fans, insiders, and former players offering their interpretations, amplifying the intensity of the debate. Some argue this will force the Browns management to take immediate, visible action to quell unrest, while others see it as the beginning of a public showdown between star power and organizational authority. Regardless, the statement has cemented Garrett's voice not only as influential, but potentially transformative, capable of altering the trajectory of a team and setting off a chain of events that could redefine the Cleveland Browns for years to come. Adding fuel to the fire, insiders suggest that Garrett's statement may not only be about a single player, but also about larger systemic frustrations he has experienced within the organization, including coaching strategies, play-calling decisions, and the handling of high-profile talent. The implication is that this is not merely a personal vendetta, but a reflection of structural issues that could have long-term consequences for team culture and performance. Analysts and commentators are drawing parallels with other historic NFL conflicts, noting that such candid statements often precede either dramatic restructuring or prolonged internal strife, depending on how management responds. Fans are engaging in heated debates online, with some praising Garrett's honesty and others condemning the perceived breach of locker room etiquette. Meanwhile, the media continues to dissect every angle, from the possible motivations behind his timing to the potential ripple effects across player relations, trades, and even fan engagement. The narrative is unfolding in real time, and the consensus among insiders is that this moment will be remembered as a pivotal juncture for the franchise, one that could redefine the balance of power within the team and alter public perception for years to come. Garrett's voice has become a catalyst, turning speculation into reality and forcing everyone involved to confront the complex, often invisible, tensions that define professional football. As the initial shock begins to settle, the broader implications of Garrett's statement are becoming increasingly clear, highlighting the intersection between personal influence, team cohesion, and public perception. Every word he spoke has been analyzed for subtext, revealing layers of meaning that extend beyond the immediate drama. The Browns organization now faces a delicate balancing act, attempting to manage internal relationships while navigating the external scrutiny that comes with such a high-profile statement. Analysts suggest that if the situation is not carefully handled, it could erode trust within the locker room, impact future acquisitions, and even shape the team's identity in ways that extend beyond the field. Fans are deeply invested, participating in heated debates and using the statement as a lens through which to evaluate player loyalty, management competence, and overall team culture. In essence, Garrett's words serve as both a reflection of existing tensions and a catalyst for future change, forcing everyone associated with the Browns to confront uncomfortable truths. The fallout is far from over, and the sports world is watching closely, aware that this moment could signal a broader shift in how the franchise operates and communicates. Both internally and publicly, Garrett's revelation has prompted a wave of speculation about potential roster changes, management decisions, and even coaching strategies that could emerge in the wake of his statement. Insiders suggest that the timing of his remarks was not accidental, pointing to the convergence of free agency, trade windows, and ongoing contract negotiations as a backdrop that amplifies their impact. This has sparked intense debate among analysts, who are trying to anticipate how the Browns' leadership might respond to this sudden, unfiltered insight into locker room dynamics. Some experts argue that the statement could be a strategic maneuver to assert influence over decision-making processes, while others view it as a candid expression of frustration that reflects broader systemic issues. Fans have taken to social media to dissect every nuance, generating theories about possible departures, acquisitions, and internal power shifts. The discussion has grown so pervasive that it now dominates sports talk shows, podcasts, and online forums, creating an ecosystem where Garrett's words are interpreted, debated, and amplified almost endlessly. Whether this leads to immediate tangible changes or serves as a slow-burning catalyst for long-term transformation, it is undeniable that his voice has become a force within the franchise, compelling players, staff, and fans to reassess the balance of power and the underlying culture of the Cleveland Browns. Rumors suggest that Garrett's statement might influence trade talks more than anyone expected, potentially affecting players who were previously considered untouchable. The assertion that nobody wants him back has created uncertainty about loyalty, commitment, and internal alliances, forcing management to consider not only performance metrics but also the interpersonal dynamics that now dominate the locker room conversation. Analysts note that such a public declaration can have a cascading effect, impacting everything from player morale to fan engagement and even ticket sales. The timing is critical because it coincides with a period when teams are actively negotiating and evaluating options for the upcoming season, meaning that Garrett's words could subtly shape decisions without anyone officially acknowledging them. Fans have been dissecting previous games, off-field interactions, and media appearances to see if this tension was visible earlier, attempting to predict who might be affected and how. The narrative has taken on a life of its own, creating speculation that extends far beyond the initial statement, and suggesting that the Browns' internal ecosystem could be fundamentally altered in ways that are only now beginning to be understood by players, management, and the public alike. Enjoying the content so far? Smash that like button and drop your take in the comments. We want to hear what you think about the Browns this season. There is also growing speculation about how Garrett's statement could affect coaching strategies and the overall approach to leadership within the Browns if his words reflect deeper issues within team culture. Management may need to adapt, not only in terms of play calling and game strategy, but also in creating a more cohesive locker room environment. Experts are weighing whether this moment represents a shift in how authority is perceived, particularly in a league where star players often wield significant influence. Fans and media are analyzing coaching decisions, previous press conferences, and behind-the-scenes reports to see if there were early warning signs of discontent, with many suggesting that Garrett's frustration is symptomatic of systemic issues rather than isolated conflict. This raises questions about accountability, communication, and leadership at all levels of the organization, with potential ripple effects for how the Browns are perceived both internally and externally. In the end, Garrett's candid statement serves as both a mirror and a magnifier, reflecting existing tension while amplifying it, forcing every stakeholder, player, coach, manager, and fan to confront the complex dynamics that define professional sports and the fragile balance between talent, personality, and organizational harmony. The social media reaction has been immediate and intense, turning Garrett's words into trending topics, memes, and viral debates across platforms. Fans are dissecting every syllable, creating theories about hidden agendas, possible alliances, and the potential consequences for roster management. Some are applauding his honesty and willingness to speak truth to power, while others are criticizing him for breaching what many consider the sacred unspoken code of locker room confidentiality. Analysts note that in the modern sports landscape, public perception can be just as influential as on-field performance, and Garrett's statement has undeniably shifted the narrative. Podcasts, video breakdowns, and articles have proliferated, each attempting to interpret the implications, from potential trades to internal power shifts. The frenzy reflects both the star power of Garrett himself and the natural intrigue surrounding behind-the-scenes conflict in high-stakes professional sports. Beyond entertainment, the reaction has strategic consequences, influencing how other players, agents, and potential recruits view the Browns organization, and demonstrating the increasingly intertwined relationship between media narratives, player influence, and organizational strategy in the NFL. Experts have also begun to speculate about the psychological impact of Garrett's statement on the team, particularly younger players who may be more sensitive to shifts in locker room dynamics. The perception that a key figure within the organization is openly dissatisfied can influence performance, trust, and team cohesion, potentially creating a ripple effect that extends throughout the roster. Some suggest that management might need to implement new leadership structures, mentoring programs, or team-building initiatives to stabilize morale and prevent long-term disruption. Analysts are comparing the situation to other notable instances in NFL history where star players' public criticisms led to immediate tactical changes, long-term roster adjustments, or shifts in coaching philosophy. Fans continue to engage passionately, debating potential outcomes, assigning blame, and speculating about future moves, with each new social media post or news update feeding the ongoing frenzy. The Browns now exist in a heightened state of scrutiny, where every decision, statement, and interaction is analyzed for signs of alignment or conflict, all because Garrett's words have fundamentally altered the perception of stability, loyalty, and power within the organization. Thanks for riding with us on another Browns Blitz. If you liked the video, share it with a fellow fan, hit subscribe, and ring that bell so you're always part of the Dawg Pound conversation. Go Browns!